I'm 40. I wasted my life. Don't make the same mistake. Here I stand, a man of 40 years, and the crushing weight of that number brings with it an undeniable truth. I have profoundly wasted my life. There is nothing tangible to show for the decades that have passed. No home to call my own, no financial security in the form of savings, no career path that fills me with a sense of accomplishment or pride. Every ounce of energy, every remaining shred of hope I possess is now being poured into this channel because in truth, I have nothing else left. And to those of you currently in your 20s or even your early 30s who operate under the false assumption that you have an abundance of time stretching out before you, I am here to tell you with absolute certainty that you are gravely mistaken. You do not have time. My greatest regret, a constant ache in my soul, is the absence of a wise voice during my formative years. I desperately wish I had someone in my life when I was younger, someone who genuinely cared enough about my well-being and possessed the insight to illuminate how life truly functioned. I needed guidance on the complexities of human relationships, particularly with women, and a clear understanding of what I genuinely needed to prioritize and focus my efforts on. That crucial mentorship was simply not there. Instead, my nascent understanding of love, of success, and of women was cobbled together from the fantastical narratives of movies and the equally naive, uninformed opinions of peers my own age, none of whom knew anything of real consequence. Consequently, there was no pressing sense of urgency, no broader perspective to ground me. My world was built on vague vibes, ill-conceived, often foolish plans, and a pervasive, utterly deluded fantasy that everything would somehow magically resolve itself. It never did. The harsh reality is that life rarely, if ever, just works itself out. Looking back at my 20s, I remember a version of myself convinced of his own profound depth and inherent coolness. This misguided self-perception stemmed from superficial markers, the tattoos adorning my skin, an esoteric knowledge of obscure bands, and my ability to play the drums. I mistakenly believed that simply being different constituted a fully formed personality. Yet beneath this carefully constructed facade, I was building absolutely nothing of substance or lasting value. My days were largely consumed by a relentless pursuit of fleeting sexual encounters and novel experiences. I was constantly hooking up with women, driven not by a desire for genuine connection or intimacy, but by an almost addictive craving for the rush, the temporary high that accompanied each new conquest. I spent an inordinate amount of time fixated on unattainable church girls who had no interest in me, lingering in trendy coffee shops, chain-smoking cigarettes, sipping overpriced lattes, and attending loud hardcore shows. These ephemeral, ultimately unproductive activities occupied far more of my time and energy than anything that might have genuinely benefited me in the long run. Even at the age of 23, I found myself engaged in juvenile pranks like Ding Dong Ditch with my friends, reliving a misguided sense of hilarity as if I were 13 years old again. While those moments were undeniably fun in their superficiality, they represent countless hours tragically squandered in a desperate quest for validation from individuals who, in the grand scheme of things, couldn't have cared less whether I thrived or simply ceased to exist. I deluded myself into believing my life held meaning because it presented well in photos, looked cool on MySpace. But the stark truth is, I was merely burning through the most precious and irreplaceable years of my existence. These were the years when I possessed the peak of my physical energy, the greatest degree of flexibility in my life, and an abundance of time, the perfect conditions to construct something truly meaningful and enduring. And yet no one, not a single soul, ever intervened to tell me I was squandering it all. Nobody. The world, in its indifferent cruelty, often observes you drifting aimlessly and offers no helping hand. Instead, it merely continues to inundate you with an endless stream of distractions, one deceptive lie after another, all while shrewdly profiting from your blindness and profound ignorance. Then, as my late 20s unfolded, my life took a drastic turn when I entered into a relationship that would ultimately unravel much of what little stability I had. She became pregnant and instantly everything changed. Let me be absolutely clear, I love my son with every fiber of my being. There is nothing I would ever do to undo his existence. He is the light in my life. However, the relationship itself was an unmitigated disaster. I was utterly clueless about how to choose a partner wisely, devoid of any discernment. I tragically confused the chaos, the raw passion, and the intense drama of our interactions with genuine love, simply because no one had ever bothered to teach me the fundamental differences. I genuinely believed that a relationship riddled with dramatic highs and unpredictable lows was a sign of its strength, a testament to our supposed destiny. I thought it meant we were meant to be. I don't know what I was thinking, or perhaps more accurately, what I wasn't. What followed was an agonizing descent into the bleak, unforgiving landscape of family court, where I found myself fighting tooth and nail for the right to spend time with my own son, treated not as a loving father, but as an intruder, almost a criminal, for merely wanting to be present in his life. My 30s, contrary to the popular narrative, were far from the best years of my life. You hear that cliche constantly, that your 30s and even your 40s are when life truly hits its stride. For me, my 30s were an absolute nightmare. I was perpetually broke, consumed by a debilitating depression, and utterly isolated from the world. The constant ache of missing my son was a heavy burden, compounded by the relentless games, lies, and manipulative schemes my ex-partner would devise, all seemingly aimed at severing the sacred bond between me and my child. I wasn't just grappling with personal grief, I was battling against a bureaucratic system that seemed utterly indifferent to my struggles, a system that wouldn't have cared if I had simply vanished. In the midst of this profound turmoil, I did, on a few occasions, attempt to date again. It was during these tentative forays back into the dating world that a painful clarity finally began to emerge. The blindness of my 20s, that rose-tinted, naive perception, started to lift. I was no longer the 27-year-old stuck in a 500 days of summer romantic fantasy, falling for manic pixie dream girls simply because they too happened to like the shins. Now I could discern the glaring red flags with chilling precision, the ominous signs of baby rabies, the deep-seated daddy issues, the subtle and overt manipulations. I could spot them instantly, almost like a bloodhound tracking a scent. It's effortless to detect them now. And that, paradoxically, is the part that stings the most. The searing regret that this invaluable, hard-won wisdom arrived far too late. Now, at 40, I find myself trapped in a job I despise, a daily grind that offers no fulfillment. But my dissatisfaction extends far beyond mere professional discontent. I am utterly disillusioned by the world itself. Once you truly grasp how everything actually operates, once you witness the systemic brokenness that permeates every facet of society, you cannot unsee it. The world now feels fundamentally fake. The economy, in my eyes, is a meticulously crafted scam. Relentless inflation is mercilessly gutting families, stripping them of their financial security and their hopes for the future. People are more isolated and disconnected than ever before, despite the illusion of hyperconnectivity. Honesty seems to be a dwindling commodity, and genuine fulfillment a rare and elusive state. There's a pervasive, deep-seated apathy that has become irrevocably baked into the very fabric of everything. That precisely is why I am here. This channel is not merely a content hobby for me, a casual pastime. This is me actively and defiantly refusing to remain silent any longer. This is me leveraging every last resource and ounce of willpower I possess to construct something real, something meaningful, because the merciless clock of life is relentlessly ticking. And there's another profoundly personal reason. If I were to die before I have the chance to impart any of this wisdom to my son, before he can fully grasp the struggles I've endured, he's almost 11 now, I need him to know. I desperately want my son to understand that his dad did not simply surrender to despair, that I fought relentlessly and endured an immense amount of hardship, that I bled in silence, battling forces far greater than myself. I fought tooth and nail to remain an active presence in his life. I fought to transform myself into someone he could eventually be proud of, despite all odds. And I fought against a system that was colossal, overwhelming, and seemingly designed to break my spirit. So this channel, Dad Mode and Dark Mode, is an integral part of that ongoing fight. It serves as my personal record, my time capsule, my legacy. It is irrefutable proof that I did not merely drift passively into silence, accepting my fate. I hope with every fiber of my being that one day, when he is ready, he will truly understand all of this. Therefore, if you are currently in your 20s, listening to these words, heed this warning. Cease believing you possess an infinite reservoir of time. Stop it, right now. You do not have unlimited time. You might foolishly think it's harmless to endlessly chase fleeting romantic interests, to squander your precious money on transient pleasures, and to actively evade responsibility. But I assure you, one day you will awaken to a stark and devastating realization. You will possess no leverage, no genuine power, absolutely no clarity of purpose, and no conceivable way to reclaim those irretrievable years. One day you will awaken and you will be 40. You will find yourself ensnared in a job you despise, with absolutely nothing to show for your life except a collection of ephemeral memories that ultimately hold no real significance. Memories that haunt your thoughts, leaving you gasping for air, suffocated by regret. This profound pain, you know it. You understand what that specific agony feels like when you reflect on what once was, on opportunities lost forever. Understand this critical truth. Every single hour you waste now is a debt you will inevitably have to repay later, often with compounded interest of regret and missed opportunities. You should be actively building something of lasting value, genuine skills, unwavering discipline, robust financial stability, profound wisdom, and an unshakable backbone. And if you find yourself utterly lost, unsure of where to even begin, I have created something specifically for you. It's called Dark Mode Protocol. You can find the link in my channel description, and I'll also ensure it's in the video description. This is not some empty inspirational fluff, nor is it a conventional self-help book filled with platitudes. It is, unequivocally, a survival guide meticulously crafted for men who are utterly fed up with being lied to, men who yearn to start thinking clearly and acting with genuine purpose. I will also make sure the link is visible on the screen, so go read it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, especially if you are committed to building something meaningful in your life. Please leave a comment if this message resonates deeply with you. Let me know your story, where you are on your own journey. More importantly, I implore you, send this video to any man you know who is currently drifting aimlessly through life, still under the dangerous delusion that everything is fine. Because it's not. It is absolutely not fine. You do not get a second life. You do not get a redo. You are granted only one. So for the love of all that is precious, do not waste it.